come here more often because I just like talking to her and Joe. It's easy, you know, having those kind of accomplishments when you're working with and literally following the leadership of Joe Volcom. We've done a lot in the Iowa legislature. We've done a lot in the Senate. And we are known for not just being progressive, but challenging our colleagues to think broader and deeper. And there are a few of us that do that pretty regularly, and Joe is one of them. And so I'm very thankful to you, and the Democratic caucus in the Senate is thankful to you. And you have a job to do every 4 years, and that's to send Joe back.
Amen.
And you couldn't get a better person, I'll tell you. So thank you, Jeremy. This is such a comfortable audience that I could literally spend a couple of hours here with you. I'm not afraid to say anything or go anywhere in the political spectrum because you would understand it. But let me start just briefly and try to get to a point where I could stop talking and answer questions. I first want to introduce my running mate, Monica Vernon. Woo! I'm going to ask Monica to say a few words first so that we don't get caught up in my rhetoric. But I want you to know why I chose her. I chose her because, one, she's a small businesswoman. She understands market forces. She's a progressive city councilwoman who, when the flood hit 2008, she didn't sit back. She rolled up her sleeves, put on those boots, and spent the next 2.5 years working in the living rooms of people who were needing help and crying and looking for some assistance, to negotiating with FEMA and the federal delegation to get aid, not only for Cedar Rapids, but for towns up and down this road. And so she's a woman of action, she's a woman of intellect, she's a woman of passion, and literally, and I don't say this in front of my wife, but if anything were to happen to me, she could be the next governor in a heartbeat. So, Monica,
delighted to be here. I always think of Iowa City as our sister city. I'm from Cedar Rapids, and my parents met here in Iowa City. And I taught as adjunct faculty in the John Papa John. When the certificate program was starting, I created the marketing segment. So, and one of our daughters one time won a spot in the ballet, the Nutcracker. We thought it would be some little thing, but she basically had to live in Johnson County for the next 3 months, and we got to know it even better. And so it's always great to be here. I want to tell you a little bit about how I got to know Jack, and he told you about me. I'm a hardworking small business woman raising 3 daughters, building a business, working always in our community. I helped drove really the fundraising to build a Match Phillips shelter, and then ran for city council and won just in time for the big flood. And so you all know, because you've been through the same kind of thing, and some people think it's the same river, but anyway, I won't tell them that. But we all got soccered, and you know that feeling. At least in Cedar Rapids, people would kind of look around. There's broken glass everywhere and mud, and it smelled terribly. And we're just trying to build back our place. And they'd say, this is never coming back. And people said that to us. I wouldn't build a building here. This is never coming back. But Jack came in, and we said, we need affordable housing, and we needed it badly. We needed it before the flood. And we had 5,000 houses hit. And most of that was what you would classify as affordable housing. So we talked to different people, but Jack came in with a solution. And he looked at it, and we wanted him to rebuild where it had been hit. And he came in, and he was the first builder to build something in Cedar Rapids. He proposed 2 buildings. They're beautiful red brick buildings with clock towers, right down where my mother went to school and church at St. Wenceslas, down by our new city market. And those became icons for us. And I got to know Jack in the process. And so, of course, we are always lobbying these guys when you're city council members, you're always, going to watching the sessions. But I got to know Jack as a business person, and I'll tell you, he made a lot of promises to the city of Cedar Rapids, and he kept them all. So when I think about a fresh start, and when I think about all of the issues that we could take about 3 hours to go through, are we up to 32 scandals?
Yeah.
We're going to have a whole website on all the scandals of this governor. But I think that, Jack's the guy, and he has an amazing vision. He's got, I think, all of the right answers. There might be one little thing we might disagree on, but, was there one?
I think you're about to tell me privately.
No, I think we were joking about the red light camera thing. So we're Cedar Rapids guys. Anyway, but I think there are so many things that this state needs to do. And as a small businesswoman, when I look at us, I know that it isn't some older time when by doing nothing you stay put. I mean, we are in a time in this country, in this state, we're in a time in this world where you have to swim like heck upstream just to stay where you are.